Hi, Luke. I don't know how I can pronounce these words, choose and show. Is there any difference between them? Now, I think the real question here is not just choose and show, but the CH and the SH. And these can be hard to distinguish, but it's very important in spoken English to be able to distinguish them. One thing I want to point out is that it's not always about spelling. For example, the word chandelier is spelled CH. But notice when I say the word chandelier that it has an SH sound. It has the sound we usually associate with SH, even though it's spelled CH. Now, this is a complicated thing, but mostly it's because there's an influence on English from French, and the French pronunciation of CH is often SH sound. Okay, so that's the reason. Sometimes, by the way, CH can make a K sound, right? That's very common too. We won't go into that, but CH can be a K sound. School, for example, SCHOOL, school. It's not pronounced stool, it's pronounced school, right? Okay, but we're talking about CH, SH. Now, how do we say these? What is the difference between them? Let's start with the SH sound, the sound we associate with SH, even though it may be spelled CH. This one is something that should be able to be pulled out very long. It is not a hard sound. It is a soft sound. And it's got a lot of air moving through it. Okay? And you should be able to continue it for a minute, 30 seconds, 20 seconds. So when you're practicing it, I suggest that you do it for at least 10 seconds. Okay? You stretch your lips forward slightly. Okay? You put your teeth together like that. And then you blow air without your voice through over your tongue. It should sound like this. Shh. So the air that's being blown out is not coming through your nose. It's going over your tongue. Your tongue is turned up slightly. And then it's going out through your teeth, which is in part what's making that rushed shh sound. Because if you don't have your teeth closed, then it's going to be like this. That doesn't sound right. You've got to close your teeth in order to make that shh sound. The teeth create the rushing sound. Now, if you don't have teeth, I don't know how you do it, okay? So if you don't have teeth, this lesson is not for people who don't have teeth. Either get some fake teeth and then do this, or find some other way, or a teacher who can teach people how to make the SH sound without teeth. I have teeth. I have teeth, and most of the students I teach have teeth. Yeah. So that's it, okay? And you should be able to go shh for a pretty long time like that. Notice my lips are kind of stretched forward like that, okay? It's not like this. Shh. Now that shh sound might be it's something in Chinese, for example, if someone says 谢谢. Notice that it's that same basic sound of air moving through your teeth, but the tongue position is slightly different, and it sounds a little lighter and thinner. The shh, the circular shape of your mouth creates a thicker sound, a heavier sound. And the wider mouth in, for example, 谢谢 in Chinese is thinner. It's different. We don't have that sound in English. In fact, we don't have that light sound, which is similar to the SH, but is not exactly the same. Okay? So, sh is the SH. Shh. Got to make that circle. Got to have your teeth closed. Wind rushing over your tongue. All right. Now, what about the CH sound? I like to think of the CH sound as having a T inside of it somewhere. There's a hard sound where eventually it goes and it stops everything, right? It's like hitting the brakes. And you can't make the CH sound last 10 seconds. It's a momentary sound, okay? So you have the T sound there. You're stopping things. The basic mouth shape is similar. Instead, you're starting with that tongue against the top of your mouth and then releasing it and stopping it again immediately. So it goes ch, ch, ch. So I'm blocking the air first by moving my tongue up and putting it against what's called the hard palate at the top of my mouth. Then I'm releasing that, but as soon as I release it, I stop blowing air out of my mouth, because if I were to do that, it would probably become the SH sound. So I release it, and it makes that sound, right? I don't use my voice, but it's sort of it's a start and a stop, but I'm stopping by not blowing any more air out. Ch, ch. Now I could go ch if I want to, but that's not the sound. That's not the right sound. It has to stop right away. Now notice also what's happening with my teeth. Ch, ch, ch. I'm starting by blowing air through my teeth, and then my teeth come slightly apart. My mouth comes slightly apart. So it's like it breaks down as soon as it starts, and that's why it can't continue in the same way that can continue, because when we say shh, nothing's changing. Everything's staying the same. Whereas ch is changing. It's sort of like it decays very quickly. So that's the difference. So when we say these two words, we say choose, 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 and show, show. I don't like the comparison of choose and show, because they're different for other reasons too. The W sound is there at show, and the Z sound is there in choose. They're not the same at all. But if we're going to compare two words, how about choose and shoes? S-H-O-E-S, right? Choose, shoes. That one helps us clarify the difference, because the ending of both of those is the same. Z, z, ooze, ooze. The only difference is the beginning. Choose, shoes, choose, shoes, choose, shoes. So hopefully, Dominican boy, that answers your question. Hopefully it's clear how we make these two different sounds. Remember to separate it from spelling, because if it's just spelling, sometimes we're going to say the CH sound is the K sound. Sometimes we're going to say the CH sound, especially if it comes from a French word like chandelier, we're going to say it as SH. So just be careful of that. Note the sounds and the differences. It's important to pay attention to the mouth shapes. And guys, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button, please. That really helps the channel grow. It tells YouTube that there's something happening here. Please pay attention. It really helps. And also, if you really want to see future videos, don't forget to subscribe, and also check out my courses in the links in the description. All right.